as we grow up, we as generations learn new words. Like I'm 22. When I was growing up, there was the damn Daniel, there was the dab, there was the what's it called? The whatever it's called, the Harlem Shake or whatever. But there were all these words that old people they didn't understand. Now I have a nephew and a little brother, and they be saying these words that I have no idea what the fuck they're saying. Literally have no fucking clue. But something that I never expected to happen was for a senator to try to appeal to these young people by using those same words. And it's so entertaining. I love it so much because it sounds like my little brother giving a serious speech, but he's allowed to use modern words. And I love it so much. Like I love Australia's like this part of Australia. It's so fucking funny to me. Like watch this.
AI rise to address an oft forgotten segment of our society. I speak of Generation Z, who will be playing a substantial role in the next election, and Generation Alpha, who will start to come of age the election after. It is for this reason that I shall now render the remainder of my statement using language they're familiar with.
Ah, yes. In order to appeal to the later generations that can't vote for, like, 5 or 6 more years, I'll give them a speech now so I can motivate them now. Because you know what? It's time to think about the future. Stop thinking about the people that are voting now. Let's think ahead to the ones that are gonna vote later. Hell yeah. Like, I love that because like on paper that sounds really good. On paper it sounds like, hey, think about the future. Let's like try to appeal to these young kids. But realistically, it just comes out sounding silly because the people who can vote and the people who take this like on a serious level, it just makes no fucking sense. Because I was watching this at work and it's just so funny because I couldn't understand what she was going for. I literally have no idea what she's trying to go for, and like, oh my god, it's just just watch it.
To the Sigmas of Australia, I say that this goofy air government have been capping, not just now but for a long time. A few of you may remember when they said there'll be no phantom tax under the government I lead.
What a way to start. To the Sigmas of Australia. Okay, like from what I know, Sigma just means like a lower person because Alpha is the people that are like up there, isn't it? Like this makes me feel old because I literally have no idea the difference. Literally have no fucking idea. And it's just so funny. Like if I have no idea and I'm 22, I wonder how people of modern day are going to react because like I'm not sure if it's her accent or something, but like the word phantom, like is that phantom tax or is that just phantom? Like I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's phantom, but it's just the funniest way to address the people of Australia, to the Sigmas of Australia. Hell yeah. Because when you want to gather the people of Australia, you want to make sure to get the Sigmas first. I love this so much.
Under the government I lead, they're capaholics. They're also yapaholics. They yap non-stop about how their cost of living measures are changing lives for all Australians. Just put the fries in the bag, little bro.
I cannot take this woman seriously. I can't. And I just hate the fact that I can't because it's a matter of like cuz it works really well. Like all these words I understood. Capaholics, yapaholics, like in serious terms, that's actually something to be worried about. Like, hey, the government's taxing you with a phantom tax that you don't know about, and they're saying that they're not, but they're lying, and they're just spitting a lot of lies. Like in serious terms, like that makes sense. But when you say it like this, it just, I'm sorry, like what the heck? Literally, what the fuck? And it's not even just that. It's like, I love the way she finishes that sentence. Like, put the fries in the bag, little bro. Like, like that's so badass. But it's just so not serious. I can't take this seriously. It feels like a skit from a SNL sketch, not even from the actual government piece. And oh my goodness.
They tell us that they're locked in on improving the housing situation in this country. They must have brain rot from watching too much Kai Cenat and forgot about their plans to ban social media for kids under 14.
And I love that part as well, where it's like locked in to fixing the housing crisis. But no. Because they watch too much Case in that, they're fucking stupid. Like I love that. I absolutely love that because, like I said, that's an actual crisis. That's an actual like problem, and it's just so non-serious. Oh my god, like, And not even just that. Not even just that. Her next segment, which is like, you forgot to ban social media for little kids. Like, bro, I'm sorry, but like right now, you're speaking in social media terms to like little kids, literally. So I don't understand what the point of like doing this is. If you're speaking about banning social media, well, I guess it makes sense in terms of like, oh, I'm speaking to little kids because social media is not banned. But still, like, it's just so goofy to me how this is like, I can't get over how goofy this is. Literally, I love this so much.
If that becomes law, you can forgo skull emoji all about watching Duke Dennis or catching a dub with the bros on Fort. Chat.
See, another part where I feel old is I don't know who Duke Dennis is. I really have no idea who that is. Like, literally. And, like, I wonder how many young people watching this, like, oh, how many people are watching this? Because, like, as a young kid, when I was a young kid, I never watched the news. I never did. And if I did watch the news, it's because my parents were watching it. And so it's a matter of, like, now that, like, people have phones at all times, how many kids with their parents watching this are actually watching this? That's really what I'm curious about. And it's, like, what? Literally, what? Like,
This Prime Minister serious? Even though he's the Prime Minister of Australia, sometimes it feels like he's the CEO of Ohio.
what does that mean? I'm sorry. What does that mean? Like, there's no way that's a modern term. The CEO of Ohio. Who is that? Like the mayor? Not the mayor. The governor of Ohio? Like what? And how is Ohio like a modern? Actually, okay. Ohio might be a country or a territory in Australia. I really don't know, but it just sounds like a state in the U.S. And it's just so funny hearing someone say he thinks he's the CEO of Ohio. Like what? Like no, currently, like if you're talking about the state, we don't have CEOs in states. But I love that. I love the effort, honestly.
Taking an L if I did not mention the Ops, who want to cut WA's GATS and services tax.
That is very, very true. She would be taking an L because the government wants to take our GATs, okay? Not just GATs and taxes or whatever she said. I'm sorry, I couldn't get over the word GATs. Like, she just, the way she said that, like, the government wants to take your GATs. Like, they want to take your ass. That's what they want to take. And I love that because it feels like someone wrote this for her. Someone looked into, what's it called? They looked into all the social medias or everything like that, and they just put in words that would make sense there, honestly. Because some of these do make sense. Like, I would be taking an L, like, that makes sense. Like, take an L, that makes sense. But the government, like, I would be taking an L if I failed to mention the government wants to take our GATs. Like, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Like, what? Literally, what are you talking about?
The decision voters will be making in a few months' time will be between a mid-government, a dog water opposition, or a crossbench that will mog both of them. Though some of you cannot yet vote, I hope when you do, it will be in a more goated Australia for a government with more aura. Skibidi.
You hear that, boys and girls? You hear that? If you either vote for a dog water government or a good government, you know. Think about that when you vote. Hell yeah. And I love that. The way she ends that. Skibidi. The final words. Skibidi. Like, there's so many times where I had to pause and just rewind and think, what the fuck is she saying? Like, that's literally what I was thinking so many times. And it's just like so crazy. It has an actual speech made by an actual like a senator. This is like a senator. That's just the craziest thing to me. Like, oh my goodness, a senator delivers brain rot speech. Oh my Jesus Christ! I love this. I absolutely love this. In all honesty, this gives me vibes of what's it called? Of this video I saw on TikTok of this one lady who bet that I think Kamala Harris would say Brat Summer, and I love that because like a lot of people expected something like that with Kamala, but I mean I'm not gonna get into that. The point is, this is fucking funny. I love this honestly. In all seriousness though, I think giving speeches like this is a really bad idea because for people like me who don't really know all the words or people like involved in the what's it called in the speech, then this makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. When I translate it, it does make sense to me. Like, hey, yo, this government is saying that they're doing this, but they're lying. This is actually what they're doing, and you have to be careful. So when you vote, hey, you're either voting for a dog shit government or you're voting for a government that wants to help you out. You know, Skibidi. And just like that, final words. The best way to end a speech by a senator. Hell yeah. Oh my god, this is so fucking funny. I love the world sometimes.